Good morning, everyone. This is Aaron Swiggett, meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Raleigh, North Carolina. And I will be providing the routine weekly briefing for Central North Carolina today, covering the period Thursday, that's today the 8th, through Wednesday, December 14th. Let's start off by taking a quick look at the satellite imagery this morning. As you are probably well aware, we've been kind of stuck in some low to pretty high cloud cover over the past few days. It feels like a lot longer than that. There may have been some brief peaks of some sunshine earlier this morning, but as you can see here, most of North Carolina into South Carolina is pretty well socked into some cloud cover today. All right, let's take a look at the upcoming weather pattern for Central North Carolina. Looking at today in the upper left panel here, you can see our front that's kind of just hanging out just to our south with an area of some rain over the Ohio and Tennessee valleys. And that area of precipitation is going to be moving eastward into Central North Carolina this afternoon, more into this evening and overnight hours. But this front is going to really kind of just direct some weak waves of low pressure through the area, leading to some periods of rain tonight and into Friday night. Then going ahead and looking at Saturday as well, we'll have another little weak area of low pressure. The front will kind of sag to our south a little bit during this time, but this area of low pressure here in the top right panel, that will be directed eastward as well into the mid-Atlantic region, mostly Saturday night into Sunday. This will be a pretty quick moving little system here, but that will lead to another round of some light rain across the area. If you're tired of the rain and tired of the clouds, looking forward to Sunday and then into early of next week. Actually looks dry, so we'll have some high pressure kind of building in and nosing in from eastern Canada down into the mid-Atlantic region, mostly leading to some dry conditions and sunshine returning by Monday. So for many, that will be good news. Looking at the middle of next week, you'll see a fairly strong system kind of developing over the central into north central United States, leading to multiple little lows and cold fronts that'll be then pushing eastward into the area, into the mid-Atlantic region by the middle of next week. So we'll keep our eyes and ears peeled for that system. Okay, so we have a whole bunch of little periods of rain over the next few days and then even into early part of next week. So what kind of totals are we looking at? So for today, it's going to be similar amounts and locations for most of these. So for the most part, you'll see that on today, mostly tonight, this evening into tonight, most rainfall is mostly expected across the mountainous regions into the northwestern Piedmont, with some lighter amounts the farther east you go. And then into Friday, this will most likely be Friday night into Saturday. So most of this Friday, for the most part, early part of the day, should remain mostly dry. We'll have a little bit of a lull during that time frame, but precipitation chances will then increase Friday into Saturday night. You'll see these here. And then finally moving out and having some more dry weather for once by Monday. So looking at the 5-day total here in the bottom right panel, you can see much more higher totals of greater than an inch, really confined to the mountainous regions, while here in central North Carolina, mostly expecting like maybe up to ½ an inch, kind of west of the Raleigh area, maybe a little bit higher totals as you get into the lee of the mountains there towards like Greensboro. And then much lighter totals as we head eastward of Raleigh, mostly expecting less than 1/10 of an inch of rain there. All right, so let's take a quick look at the brand new hot off the presses drought outlook for the period ending on December 6th. So taking a quick look at our map here and comparing it to what last week's drought map looked like, they had a pretty decent amount of rainfall up across the mountainous regions. So you can see a reduction in mostly a categorical reduction in drought conditions in parts of western North Carolina, while we actually had a little bit of an expansion in drought conditions, especially south and east, including like Sampson and Cumberland County, starting to edge into that D1 or moderate drought conditions out that way. So for the most part, a lot of the rain, as you may have noticed on the previous slide, unfortunately doesn't really bring the rain where we need it, at least for the south and east portions of our area here. Maybe even more reduction in the mountainous regions with these 5-day totals showing some pretty decent rainfall across those areas, but no substantial rainfall really expected for those areas down here in the moderate drought conditions, at least in the next 5 days. And with that, for the most part, as I said, the conditions are very light rain for the most part. So we're not expecting any kind of excessive rain or any flooding concerns. So that is always good. The light rain is helpful. It doesn't lead to much runoff. And let's take a quick look at the Storm Prediction Center, the severe weather outlook as well for the next few days. You can see in the light green areas, those are just the general thunder, and none of that even reaches into central North Carolina. Further emphasizing the point of mostly just light rain, not any heavy rain or any lightning or thunder expected with anything into our area. And then you can see down here on the bottom line here, they do have a slight risk for Oklahoma and Texas, and on Monday, and then slight to even moderate risk for Tuesday. And that system is most likely in response to that stronger system that will be moving into the central and northern portions of the United States. But as you can see, as we approach into Wednesday and Thursday, when that cold front will then be reaching into the mid-Atlantic region, predictability is just too low at this point to say if anything of that caliber will be severe once it reaches us. But stay tuned. We'll definitely have a better handle on that by the Monday briefing. So stay tuned for that. All right, the tropics return to hibernation. As you probably remember from the Monday briefing, we had this little system out here that the National Hurricane Center was looking at for any kind of development. It has since, over the past few days, further reduced its shower activity and has been kind of combined within a frontal zone that's out here. So that most likely leads to a very low probability chance, if not negligible, to then be produced into a tropical system of any kind. So if anyone's interested in keeping up with that system, that will be from the Weather Prediction Center, high surf or high water products for them. They will be taking over that one from there. And with that, that will be the last tropical weather outlook until May 15th of 2023. All right, looking ahead to the 8 to 14 day outlook, courtesy of the Climate Prediction Center. So that is covering the time frame between December 15th through the 21st, and fairly near normal for the most part for central North Carolina. Maybe a slight hedge towards below normal favored for western North Carolina there, but pretty low probabilities there. So most likely expecting kind of near normal conditions averaged through the 15th through the 21st. And then a slight hedge as well into the above normal precipitation across the eastern portions of North Carolina. But again, probabilities are very low, so most likely expecting near normal rainfall for that time frame as well. So for your reference, the normal maximum temperature average between December 15th through the 21st for Raleigh, North Carolina is 53 degrees. And for that time frame, we have finally reached a near normal of 32 degrees. So when you see near normal, start expecting freezing temperatures for even Raleigh, North Carolina. All right, and that's about all I have for everyone today. Again, most likely we're just going to have that boundary to our south, leading to some periods of rain for central North Carolina tonight into Friday night. And then another round, a quick hitter, Saturday night into Sunday, as another disturbance approaches from the west. Be a quick hitting little system there, most likely very light rainfall. And then the sunshine finally returning by Monday. And we'll be keeping a close eye on that strong system that develops by the middle of next week. And with that, I appreciate everyone's attendance and thank you so much for attending.